It's important to have a well-trained dog that you can take out into the world and be proud of first off, but really just enjoy. Here at Decoverly, we work on, recall, leash walking, sit, down, off, any problems that you might be having, we have an answer to. And so we're not just training the dog here, we're also prepping the owner for life after they go home, and we're here if you have any questions or anything to go on, you have us to fall back on and guide you as you go through your life with your dog.
I've been up here for about 3 years up at Decoverly Kennels. I just started with training with Nick. As I grew more and more with Decoverly, I became more involved with the kennel. I also do training with the setters as well as with just basic obedience. I am a competition person, so I do compete with my dogs in competition obedience and in hunt tests. Well, competition obedience I started in the 1970s, and my first breed that I started with was Newfoundlands. And I trained the novice, which is your basic, heeling, walking on a leash, and sitting and staying in a group.
We were given an opportunity to take a 1.5-year-old dog. They called me because they said, we know this guy will put some effort into trying to give the dog a good home. It was just horrendous. She was absolutely out of control. You couldn't take her off the lead, she'd be in the next county. So we threw in the towel, we brought her to Danny over here at Decoverly for 3 weeks. She stayed Monday through Friday, 3 weeks in a row. And we have a different dog now. The dog is so much happier. She knows her boundaries and what she's allowed to do and what she comes to the call. I believe Danny has the gift to do this, but I also know that the reason that it's been so successful for me is because Danny didn't just train Luna, she trained me how to communicate with Luna. And it just clicked. She's never on a lead anymore. I take her out to go to the bathroom. We live next to a farmer, so I just take her out in the field and she does her business, and I whistle or hear Luna and she comes back. It's just such a pleasure to have her around anymore. It's just wonderful. If you're looking for obedience training, for whatever reason, this place can fix your problems, I guarantee it. It's done nothing but good for me and for Luna. Very happy with the results.
So when Piper comes, we sort of do a mix. She's had a lot of obedience training throughout the years, but she's headstrong and often needs tweaking on that. So I'll do a mix. She's done training with Danny before, which has always been fantastic. I mean, she just responds great to Danny and comes back really kind of tuned up, right? And so sometimes she'll come and she'll just be boarding, but especially if I'm gone for an extended amount of time, I'll throw in some training with that so that she's working and not just, getting bored throughout the day.
There's certain ways of training, okay, I understand that, but if one way doesn't work for a dog, there's another way to make it happen. I'm a true believer in if a dog needs to be shown what's the right way to do it, I'm going to help them learn the right way. I do work with, treats. I do work with correction. There's a fine line. It's black and white. There should not be too many gray areas in your training. I just love to have a nice dog that's not going to be crazy in my house, okay? Because the first thing besides competition, you want to have a nice trained dog. Something, an animal that is going to listen to what you say and not say, no, I'm not going to do it. When people start to see the light bulb go on, they're thrilled to death. And that makes me really happy when they see that it's happening. And as long as they follow through, they're going to have a good dog.
I'm kind of new to Decoverly, about a year that Jet and I have been coming to this beautiful facility because I do live in a borough and very concerned that Jet needs to come back to me if something would happen that he would be off the leash. He's getting out of puppydom now, and it's something that I don't want my dog jumping on people when they come into my home or if we're walking. And so she's kind of gone beyond the basics of, I've been to other trainers, but I think with her, she tries to work on their personality and developing. It's kind of funny when I take them out in my yard and usually he's pulling, and which is what we've been working on. I'll say here, here, and he'll just come right back to me and sit down and look up at me. So you know that the training is working. See the attentiveness, and he wants to please you. And it's funny because she's so mild-mannered and quiet, and he seems to really respond to that.
This place builds dogs. It builds controllable, happy dogs. Can't get any better than that.